non-humans alike, and good ever bless you. Today we are back on Diablo 3. Necromancer PS4. Where is shit they put me?
Help us! You can't leave us here! Oh, thank you.
Yep,
Fear
if you
not.
haven't noticed,
The coven
it's a
will be
different recording
vanquished.
session from last time. Nothing. And now you see why. Send it back.
These abominations must die!
Kill the abomination.
I cannot do that.
Okay, we're the good necromancer. Back to the dead. See? They're all spirits or skeletons. Isn't that nice? So people friendly.
Thank the gods. Take solace, friend. We will free the others.
Hey, look, the gods had nothing to do with this shit. I'm the one working here. Get your act together, people. Probably think you're acting
Another sunset,
timer.
and Alcarnus is still safe from the sudden madness that plagues Chaldea. Though we are seeing an influx of hooded pilgrims for some Zakarum holy day, the demons out there are keeping their distance. I will double the guard at the gate. We must not be unprepared if our luck turns.
Your friend
I'm
Tyrion.
hoping
The
that
light of the seraphim radiates from him. He
Yeah,
hails
he's
from the
able.
high heavens. You have been blessed by many.
not necessarily a thing there. Need to watch back. Oh my god, why are you robbing that man? I'm robbing him. I'm nothing to do with your pawns. That's robbing. Well, shit. Told you to be so critical of me robbing people. Oh, some weird necklace. Useless for me. This might actually be pretty good for you. We don't get a lot of necklaces and stuff, do we? Huh. No,
Perfect.
Alright, Magda. Wait.
The moment of your death draws near.
It matters not. While you hunted me, Belial's Imperial Guard captured your little witch Leah. Soon, her power shall be his.
Ladies and gentlemen, rule 1. If you need to protect something, keep it with you. You can't protect it if you can't even see it.
I need essence. Now she rests.
She was consumed by shadow. It pains me to see it.
Passive skill, draw life. yeah, here's something I learned. You don't have to make a town portal. You can just do this. I did not know that.
Caldeum is still in peril. Before she died, Magda revealed that Belial's treachery goes even deeper than we suspected.
Well, his name's the Lord of Lies, so you should expect it to go pretty deep.
I have translated a strange passage from Jondar's journal. Long before he began serving Magda, he found a set of what he called key words hidden in a dusty librum. He writes that when he read these words, memories from his past returned to torment him. It was at that point that he began to mistrust the Order, though he did not say why. I am prepared to look upon these words and risk my soul. But I want you to understand something. I know I may die at any time. When I do, it must be without a single doubt that I am serving the light.
You risk more by delaying.
Thank you, my
Agreed.
friend. But please, remember your promise.
Oh, don't worry. I keep my promises most of the time.
It is good to fight with you.
Most of the time. Or wait, maybe I should say they mostly come at night. Most. No, that doesn't fit. Alright, never mind.
Again.
How long were you looking for me?
Well, it was not very easy to find you. I had to search for days. When I woke up alone, I did not know what had happened. I wrote about it a little. You may read more if you wish. I felt no fear when they sealed the tomb before me. Only a sense of peace as my mind drifted away into the darkness. It seems I opened my eyes only seconds later and beheld the chamber in ruins, half buried in sand. I have left everything behind. Only hope guides me now.
That
How
must
do
suck.
you remember these lands?
Beautiful cities towered up toward the heavens, but they were full of wickedness. The Vigerai ruled them with will's sharpest stone.
Ah, yes.
They were a great deal more vicious in my age. It pleases me to see that their influence has waned now.
Was your prophet one of them?
Oh no, he meant to punish the Vigerai. They were the first to summon demons into this land.
Well, in that case, burn them at
Did
the
the prophet foresee everything?
No, that makes more sense though.
Well,
Say the
I
character.
did not
Necromancer
expect you to
character.
keep company with a seraph.
Tyrael.
I knew what he was the instant I beheld him, but being in his presence makes me quite nervous.
Out of
He is
everyone
our
here,
ally.
you
We
are
do
the
not deserve
person
it. Tyrael sacrificed all he knew
at
to
least
aid
has
us.
to worry about
I hope
Tyrael.
it is worthwhile.
Seriously, you're literally the most pure-hearted among all of us.
I welcome the chance to travel with you.
You have absolutely nothing to worry about from Tyrael. The
Let
rest
us
of
seek
us,
our
I mean, look at this
fortunes
guy.
together.
Alright, he robs people for a living. His ass got to look over his shoulder every single time he walks. We're sticking with the mage because I can heal myself, the minions can take damage,
always
so what I
wonderful to see
really
you.
lack is decisive attack power. Okay, what she does. Or at least that's what I think I've had her set to, right? Yeah, summon an arcane explosion. Damage from rage check. Fine. Yeah, it's full of energy to deal damage. Hex people choose home chickens. Just increase their attack speed. Okay, yeah, I did the right thing. Wait, how is that less armor? Oh, well, couldn't tell you until just like for a second. Okay, I guess I can see it. Weird, but I can see it. You're just legendary and not really unique.
I can't believe what people throw away. I want to buy some of it.
I want to sell you some of it. That's strength and vitality. Why does it have to be strength? I know I don't have to really mess with the armor much now because, you know, it's not the, you know, like, take out your enchantments, make everything exactly how you want it stage, whereas, let's just quietly walk through.
How did you meet your wife?
It's actually quite a tale. We met in a town not far from here on the outskirts of Curast. She was... well, you're not going to believe it. She was locked in a cage.
Your wife was a criminal?
No. They were going to burn her as a witch.
That is a crime here, isn't it?
Let's talk about this another time.
That seems incredibly stupid. There's literally a priesthood of necromancers that have free reign to walk around, and they're trying to burn your wife for the sake of being a witch? How does that work? Seriously. How does that happen? Covetous. Again, that's not everything because we're missing tier 9. Ruby, and it looks like it's the only one missing tier okay, no, this is missing tier 10. What the hell did
Oh, the Jewel of the East! Chaldeum is really quite amazing. I have never seen anything quite like it. And I have seen so many things in my life.
Yeah, aren't you some kind
Certainly
of
you have
wandering
been here
deity?
before.
That explains quite a bit, actually.
Get your act together. You're a god, you shouldn't be going senile. They have kept a bunch of stuff.
I killed Magda. While we fought, she claimed that Belial used the Imperial Guard to capture Leah.
Then they must be holding the Emperor against his will. I tremble to think what Belial might do with Leah and her growing power. The only chance we have to rescue Leah is to wrest the Emperor from the grasp of the Imperial Guard.
We need to get into the city. Ashira might be able to help.
Maybe we should just start killing people at random. I'm sure we'll get through every single
Do
one of
you
them
remember
eventually.
your time as an angel?
Not just any angel. I was the Archangel of Justice. My fall awoke the vengeful dead who were slain unjustly during Diablo's reign of terror. There was nothing I could do. As my power left my body, I had absolutely no control over it. Chaldeum is the greatest city in the world, the seat of the Empire of Kyrgyzstan.
So they say.
Its libraries overflow with undeciphered tomes of arcane knowledge. Its streets cover labyrinthine tunnels. It is a city of wonder and mystery.
I don't know, it's a city in a desert.
I do not know how these refugees persevere. Their situation is dire, and it seems there is little hope for them. Where do they find the strength to carry on?
Their hearts possess the will to survive.
Average temperature, 50 degrees breezy
The human
lads.
spirit never ceases to amaze me.
You know, there's somewhere
I
palatable.
feel Belial in the very air. I
Palatable,
see
palatable.
his shadow behind haunted eyes. Hear his voice whispering lies on the wind. He need not bring an army to this city. It is his already.
Especially since we have the snake people who are the Imperial Guard in control of everything. So yes, it's his already.
My people are shunned many places, but we were always welcomed in Caldeum. Something must be very wrong, that they won't even let their own people into the city now.
But what is it? You must tell me everything.
Is that any way to speak to me? And you don't need visions to see that Belial is in control of the city. The question is how.
Well, I mean, there are plenty of ways to do that. Don't really need to question it too much. See, anyone else got anything to say? No? Your lips are sealed. You're quiet.
I stayed outside last night. I tried to ignore the silence, but the empty air felt like an open mouth above my head. Eventually, I realized I had to sleep. If someone was going to kill me, I was already dead. I hadn't slept that well in years.
You heard it here, folks. Pessimism leads
There
to
ain't
good
no
night's
guards
rest.
around, are there? Good, because I got some new items to show you.
Why are there healers? You don't seem to be particularly useful. Potions
Most
don't
of my
run out,
items have almost
and
no blood left on them.
most of his items. That's the thing. Yeah, and most items have some type of, or abilities have some type of way to regenerate health. In other words, your existence is very pointless. Oh, that's kind of bizarre. Ew.
Do you see that armor? No wonder she destroyed those cultists in Arcarnus so easily.
I can't believe anyone could have survived that out there, let alone defeat those monsters.
Oh yeah, sure, look at the armor.
But she did it.
Not the 7 or so skeletons following me around with greatswords.
Attention, subjects of Emperor Hakan II. A trespasser has been sighted in the city sewers. Witnesses describe the suspect as a young woman in a crimson tunic. Reports indicate that she arrived in Caldeum recently, along with a party of suspicious travelers. Any information leading to her immediate capture will be handsomely rewarded by His Eminence.
You'll get some of the self-interested people to respond to that, but most people will probably just keep their lips sealed.
Damius, is that you? What happened?
Thieving peasants. They came while I was sleeping, pinned me down, and cut off my robes and jewelry.
I'm so sorry, my friend. Come, stay with me. I am sharing a tent with a fine and generous family.
Oh no, I am staying where the guards are. You wait and see. That peasant family is going to slit your throat and rub your corpse.
This is actually a good time to make friends with the nobles, since you'd never be close this time. And if you find a couple of good ones, you might be able to get them to give you stuff later when they're allowed back into the city. Might being the operative word. It's a gamble. Half the time they'll probably be like, "That's your job," and kick you away. Viciously. Yeah, at least that's what the looks and stuff tell.
Hilnan has new goods today. Come, you look, you buy. Many of my pieces come straight from the Emperor's own collection. Very valuable. But Hilnan knows you can afford it.
The fuck am I supposed to do with dexterity, you little shit?
I wouldn't go over there if I were you. Some poor fellow fell to his death from the walls.
Is there no one to help us? The demons have taken over the desert. How long until they come to Caldeum?
Raise an army of...
My little Hakan has become so cruel, so paranoid in the last few weeks. I hear that he has ordered all of his staff to leave the city, or he will have them thrown from the walls. He cannot possibly mean me. I have cared for him since he was an infant.
Guess by your splat of a corpse, yes, he meant you.
From the sculpted sky roads leading to the Imperial Palace, one can see all of breathtaking Chaldeum below.
Breathtaking? Before the gates closed, I saw 3 rats and a starving child fighting over half an apple.
I'm guessing the
It
rats
pleases you to exaggerate, I'm sure.
No, it pleases me to pass out drunk in the shade. But here we are.
Oh, I wish he was exaggerating. Shit, one time, I'm not even kidding. We were Museum of Natural History, leaving it was nighttime. We thought there was water going down the street. It was actually just a sea of rats.
The Emperor is destroying the city. He must come to his senses soon.
Alright, when there's one, there's 1,000.
To come so close to this wonder city and not be allowed inside is worse than never seeing it at all.
Yeah, get some
The
bananas.
Zakarum are behind everything that's going wrong around here. They raised the Emperor, you know.
Well, it's actually a demon couple
Chaldeum
miles,
relies
but,
on trade to survive. If they keep the city closed for long, it will die.
It's not like any of you guys would actually be in a position to
It's
know
quite
that.
difficult to keep the sand out of here. You haven't been out in the desert recently, have you?
Why would... That I could wear be for monks only. Oh, that's a lot of history books.
The Trade Consortium Council has always been the ruling body of Chaldeum, but it gained additional strength after the fall of the Vigerai. The councilmen saw opportunity in the rapidly growing Zakarum faith, and they allowed the fanatics to build their enormous cathedral, Saldenkal, within the center of the city. Not content to reign supreme in commerce and religion, the Trade Consortium Council aspired to make Chaldeum a nexus of learning as well. It proposed to unite the mage academies in a massive new structure, the Ashari Sanctum, which has remained a beacon of knowledge and advancement ever since.
Nothing else in here to talk about. Oh, what happened to the little girl with the noble? She was actually trying to keep him alive.
I've dug up some new things for you to take.
I dig this stuff up, clean it off, and drag it here to sell it. You want any?
Wow, your mastery over accents is miraculous. It's sad.
Tribute to the Emperor for years. He cannot treat us like this.
Oh, he's the
Captain
Emperor, so
Ravan,
yeah, he can.
the conditions out here are deplorable. Something must be done to aid these people.
I wish I could zoom in. Yeah, I don't even know what that does.
Ashira, the Emperor is in danger. I need to speak with him.
I heard what you did at Kasim Outpost in Alcanis. You have my thanks, and you shall have my help. Captain Ravan, this woman has vital information regarding the massacre in the Borderlands. We must see the Emperor at once.
Very well, but I don't think you'll find him receptive. Let them pass!
So you'll die of disease, starvation, and thirst. He doesn't have to kill
Let's
you
go.
himself like
I'll
that,
lead you
then.
to the palace.
You are bold to have sought this audience with me. My guards tell me you were responsible for the massacre of innocent villagers in Alcanis.
Your guards lied.
If you are innocent, then why do you have spies skulking through my sewers? Bring her in!
Oh, hi, Leah. Well, now we
Let
can get you
me
out at
go! I detest violence. Guards, I leave this matter in your hands.
I knew you'd come for me. You are quite the optimist.
Just saying, you plan for in the event of shit goes south.
Get out of here. I will cover your escape.
Thank you. Now we need to get to the sewers. I'll explain why when we get there.
How the hell did you get out so easily anyway. You experienced this, you and your uncle? I forgot his name. Grandfather, right, no, right, daughter. Okay, your grandfather. Didn't you and your grandfather travel across the world? I mean, shit, you should be able to see the
These demons are blocking our way. We must destroy their summoning construct. Into the sewers from here. This leads to the sewers.
Apparently, the first game was 3 classes. The second game was, let's see, Amazon, Assassin, Druid, Barbarian, Paladin, Necromancer. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, they're so sick.
I found my mother, Adria. She's alive. But the Imperial Guard is holding her somewhere down here. We must reach her. We won!
Yay! Anyway, and this game has, you know, its classes. Barbarian, Demon.
So Magda was telling the truth.
Crusader.
Somehow I knew my mother was alive. I always knew it.
But there is still a reason she never reunited with you.
Want to be your mama? And give it to her.
Your challenge lies before us. From that.
Actually, wait a sec. Level 61. Why is the level requirements for this so much higher than the barbarian? All their abilities. Hey, at least 450. That's not including the glyphs.
Evil awaits us in each shadowed corner.
Well, we are in a sewer in a city occupied by demons, so... yeah.
My exemplary servants. Keep the witch alive until she talks. Pain will loose her tongue, but only to a point. Remember what happened with the Vizier's assistant? It was a pleasurable time, I admit. But the man had only incoherent babble and bloody strands of pus spilling from his lips by the end.
Yeah, you gotta really differentiate between torture for fun and torture for...
I'm afraid not.
See, if you're gonna torture for information, you really don't want people to enjoy torturing. Some are easier to manipulate. Besides the person being tortured. You know, if they're able to cover up or withstand the pain and things, they get very frustrated very easily.
Adria should be up here.
Well, you can wait by there then. I gotta go check out the rest of the sewer. Sure, I won't get too many diseases from Hey, how many people do you exactly have living in this city? Yep. Found a box. Funny I do like the fact that in Diablo 4 they're gonna step away from item sets and focus on unique items with the endgame thing. Because I mean, item sets that like it is here, I mean, there's a couple of sets you're gonna get depending on your playstyle. Like I focus on minions, so I'm gonna get the Rothma set. For this character, that's a given.
Tell us about the Black Soul Stone! We know of the 3 that the Horadrim used to trap the Primevals. What is the purpose of this one?
Your master Belial has good reason to fear it.
Leave her alone!
Seize them!
Hey, because of you people like the armor ran out. Ooh, new shoes. Again, do not know why shoes are particularly designed for necromancer.
If you insist.
Leah, my daughter.
You know who I am?
My darling, I've watched over you all your life, but I never dared get close because of the danger that always shadows me.
Speaking of which, let's get moving.
Yes, we're, again, in a sewer, underneath a city, occupied by demons. What exactly is the sort? How do you have enough water to get a sewer running in a desert? By the way, that's something I probably should have asked earlier. How does this exist?
What happened to your brother?
Nothing you'd want to hear.
I have heard a lot. I could probably help.
And then what? I suppose you'll make it all right. You'll fix it up just like another one of your little errands. Some things aren't that easy.
I will respect your privacy.
God, you're so noble about it too. Spare me.
This is an ARPG. I can solve everyone's
They will
problems.
run when they see us.
Mostly through violence.
Your mind is always wandering.
It is merely the consequence of seeing that which is not readily visible. I have accepted it.
Being unusual has its strengths.
Then you have my thanks. Although, perhaps you are right. I feel as though part of me still sleeps in a faraway realm.
It could be a lingering effect of the spell.
Circles.
That would be nice. But the feeling I have indicates that it is more unpleasant and complicated than that.
Yay, circles. Now, you didn't get
The
dizzy.
Prophet has foreseen our victory.
Well, why not? And for the love of God, stop talking about your damn prophet. What are these? But I guess we'll probably have some more colorful commentary monastery, then what are those?
Those you've chosen to fight alongside you are an interesting bunch. Children after my own heart, flawed in such interesting ways. Irena, you are quite vivacious for one with such a burden. Cormac has certainly noticed. Oh, don't pretend you haven't seen him looking at you. He'd best keep his vows in mind. Or maybe he shouldn't. And that Lyndon, he makes me laugh. He can warm my bed any night. Reminds me of my second husband, he does.
Well, there to go. Don't need that image. Lyndon's creepy as is. Set up a rule, no screwing around in camp.
I heard that you were there 20 years ago when Mount Ariat was destroyed.
Baal, the Lord of Destruction, sought to enslave mankind to the power of hell by corrupting the sacred World Stone. Unthinkable though it was, I was forced to destroy it.
But there were consequences.
Understand, friend, that entire worlds burned as heaven and hell fought over the World Stone. Ariat's destruction was regrettable. And, believe me, I paid a high cost as well.
Hey lady, I got some new things. You should take a look.
What happened when you destroyed the World Stone?
Shit went
The
down.
resultant explosion dispersed the light and harmony of my angelic being. Without form or shape, I restored myself within the realm of pandemonium. It took me 20 of your years, but finally, I returned home to the high heavens.
There's a bunch of
Did your
angels
brethren
sitting on their
understand?
asses.
Hardly. Believing my actions had endangered creation, the Angiras Council put me, the Archangel of Justice, on trial. I knew then that heaven was doomed, unless I could enlist the aid of mankind against the coming onslaught of hell.
I mean, literally, your powers come from what you embody. You can't put the Archangel of Justice on trial.
A week ago, I was deafened by the voices. Council members argued in the corridors outside my chambers. Guards chanted on their patrols and scribes murmured incessantly. Out here, there is only the wind.
Nice, right? Its own little charm to it. Sure, you could probably get bitten by something venomous.
I'm surprised Cain never told you why I left. He knew I was called to fight the Lords of Hell, and I knew he would keep you safe.
He's gone now.
Then it's fate that we have been reunited. Cain's work, your work, is my war.
According to the Herodric texts, only two evils remain. Belial is here in Chaldeum, and Asmodan has yet to reveal himself.
Okay, more top.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Alright, of course, Miriam was safe. I no offense. You always have something to say.
Leah still adores you, even though you left her behind. What? No, I never saw it that way. She grew up in safety, while I risked my life to find the key to our salvation. It was the sacrifice that I had to make. In any case, Leah will meet her full potential under my guidance. Do you not have things to do?
Oh, I have plenty of things to do, but see,
How well
I'd
did you
rather
know
talk about
Cain?
this stuff.
For a time, during the darkening of Tristram, we spent many nights in the Tavern of the Rising Sun, discussing his Herodric texts and the varied arcana I'd collected during my travels. Did you meet again? Only from afar. From time to time, our paths would cross, and I would catch glimpses of Leah as she grew. It broke my heart that I could not reveal myself and raise her as my own.
Kids, you know, short term are great, long term, fucking annoying.
How did the guards capture you? I was trying to steal out of the city.
I'd returned to gather some things before setting out to recover Zoltan Kuhl's head, and the guards found me.
Yeah, you really should have been more careful.
I think I might have met Zoltan Kuhl once. He seemed like a perfectly reasonable sort, for a mage, that is.
What do you have against mages?
Oh, yes. Well, you know how they can be. With the waving hands and the mumbling all the time. They can be a little strange.
Somebody gets it! Well, I mean, sure, you're an old dude, may or may
The
not
guards
be a
were
god.
asking you about this Black Soul Stone. I remember reading about it in Uncle's journal, but it didn't seem important.
No, but it is. It is the key to defeating evil forever. It was created by the mage Zoltan Kuhl to trap demonic souls.
Yes, he was a renegade Horadrim, dismembered by his brethren before he could activate the Soul Stone. His head was sealed away in the Dogger Oasis.
We must retrieve it, because if we're to use the Soul Stone to defeat Belial and Azmodan, Zoltan Kuhl must live again.
Really? He betrayed you once?
I
now
have
you
a
wanna
new
bring him
ally.
back?
The witch, Adria.
Is that a good idea?
She believes that the Black Soul Stone will allow us to defeat the Lords of Hell. But this remains to be seen.
You sure we can't just kill them over and over again?
Murderer, torturer, monster. These were the titles bestowed upon Zoltan Kuhl by the Horadrim. Though it cost them dearly, they killed the wizard for his crimes against nature and sealed his broken corpse within a shadow realm. It seems they were afraid he might return.
Again, you want to bring him back to life.
Hey, you, come here. Got some new stuff for you to look at.
You always say you have some new stuff for me to look at, and they all suck.
Zoltan Kuhl, a legend. There is no doubt in my mind he is as powerful as the stories say. But for every bit of his genius, he was surely mad. He was obsessed with immortality and power.
A madman. We would do better to leave him asleep in the desert than to call on him for aid.
You have a better idea.
I do not. It is merely a warning.
Hey, lady, be nice. It's the Archangel of Justice. I mean, shit, he's not an angel anymore, but I'm sure the sword could still chop you
After
in
what
half.
I've heard of him, I'd prefer not to become involved with this Zoltan Kuhl.
Plus, I'm a necromancer.
It will be dangerous, but you have faced great peril before. If Belial and Azmodan invade, you will have much more to worry about than a dismembered wizard.
Yeah, but he's dismembered and
I don't
still
like dealing
alive.
with Kuhl any better than you do, but I see no other way. If Adria says we must, then we must. Uncle Deckard trusted her, and so will I.
300 years ago, I selected Kuhl and 6 others to form the Horadrim. He was a great man who was driven mad by his long quest to hunt evil.
He is not the first. What did he do?
He delved into powers not meant for man, trying to fashion an artifact that could fill his empty heart with the souls of angels and demons. The Horadrim had no choice but to slay him. The Order never recovered.
So either he was such an important member that you couldn't recover after losing him, or killing him took so many of your resources. Either way, damn.
How did you rescue your wife?
I broke her out in the middle of the night and we escaped. They didn't chase us far. I guess they were glad to see her go.
You did not fear her, even given the accusations.
She wasn't a witch. She was a mystic. Though we didn't find that out for a time. Not until we started traveling with the Vetchin wagon train. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah, Hedrick, you have a damn long history, don't you? Of escaping.
This Adria, I sense dark things about her. She is not averse to using whatever means necessary to destroy Asmodan and Belial. She will use the Black Soulstone, no matter what the cost.
We have no alternative.
Some costs may prove too high, even for you.
Do I have to resurrect myself as like a zombie or
I
something?
worry about Leah. How is she?
I don't know. Why?
Oh, no reason. She just needs someone looking out for her.
Hey, I thought you said no more interfering with the future.
This Zoltan Kuhl sounds like an untrustworthy fellow. You don't have your head separated from your body for no good reason.
Corpses take many forms. We need this one for the Soulstone.
Well, if you must. But I don't trust any of those ancient sorcerer types. Always up to no good.
Hey, what about our enchantress here? She's technically an ancient sorceress. Think she's up to no good. Hey, what's been going on since then? Anything new happened? Nope. What about over here? Oh, those two are gone. Cleared out. Children.
I've dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
Merchant's still walking around.
I do not feel well.
I'm not surprised. You've been out in the sun for hours.
I can't leave. The Emperor will come to his senses any moment now.
Take some of my water, you fool.
At least have like a parasol or something. Shouldn't you have that? You're a noble woman from the desert.
The Imperial Guards are demons in disguise. I swear it's true.
Of course we know it's true.
I hear the Imperial Guards' hold on the city is weakening. I hear some of their prisoners escaped.
Hey, wouldn't it be easier to start killing all the Imperial Guard? I mean, we're pretty sure every single one of them are demons.
They will never break our spirits.
I know a lot of people are happy that the nobles are out here with us, but we are used to this life. It must be hard on them.
There's an underground movement to depose the Emperor. That's why they have us all trapped.
Well, the underground movement isn't doing so well.
Chaldeum changed drastically in recent years when the Kurast nobles all but invaded the city. Soon after, their emperor, Hakan I, joined them and made Chaldeum his capital. Though his actions seemed audacious, he managed to bring further peace and prosperity to the city for the duration of his reign. All was well under the new emperor until his untimely death forced the Zakarum priests to find a new heir for Kejistan's throne. Through a series of elaborate rituals, undoubtedly a spectacle for their superstitious followers, they determined an impoverished infant in the north was Hakan I's spiritual successor.
And this is why you need to establish a clear line of succession.
How long must this continue? It's hard to stay hopeful.
Clear lines of succession. Good management and communication. These are necessary.
Hildan has new goods today. Come, you look, you buy.
You look, you buy, you leave.
I
Bye-bye.
remember when Chaldeum was the shining jewel of the East.
I used to dream of coming here.
Lost some of its luster now, eh?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, yeah, I guess the blood everywhere doesn't
It's
help
disgusting. I've seen that woman going in and out of the sewers.
You never can tell with those types.
much. Hey, it's not like we're doing it because we want to.
You look like you could stone the city gates all by yourself. Maybe I could convince you to try.
I don't know. You one of the guys who robbed a bunch of nobles in their sleep? Give me all their shit. I will charge the city gates. Yeah, I could probably take them all out by myself at this point. Let me at him. Let me at him.
I think we may have a visitor up ahead.
Wait, what do you mean by visitor? Oh, this is some... Again! How many satchels did you lose?
The evil of Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, was so pervasive that even after he had been defeated and entombed in a soul stone, his demonic essence oozed upwards into Travancore and corrupted the Zakharum priests. Though he fell to the same heroes who killed his brothers, I fear for us should he ever return.
Anyway, that is all the time we have for this episode, so thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you like, and subscribe. And remember to follow me on Twitter for channel updates, pictures of dogs and cats, and whatever else I decide to put up there. So goodbye, humans and non-humans alike, and good river flies to you.